Morning. Hey guys, how you doing today? How's everything going? How's your week going? I wanted to talk to you today about the importance of the article I posted on Microsoft Scout. And I know that we've been talking a lot about ChatGPT and Claude, especially as of late because they rolled out their new models and they're getting a lot of attention and they're doing some really cool things. But I want to talk about Microsoft Copilot, Microsoft Scout, because while ChatGPT and Claude may be the new kids on the block with the shiny new thing, really, Microsoft has been around for a long time and they are very smart, and I don't think they're going anywhere. And what they've done that I put in the article and I did a demo of that I think is so smart is they said we are going to keep an open environment, meaning that we'll allow you to use Google's Gemini model, we'll allow you to use OpenAI's ChatGPT model, we'll allow you to use Anthropic's Claude model, and so on and so forth. And so they've built it in a way that it's very adaptable for you to use additional models. Now, the foundation of Microsoft Copilot Scout is specifically Scout is on OpenClaw. But because it's built inside of Microsoft's ecosystem, it's much safer and much more secure than OpenClaw. Not that OpenClaw isn't safe and secure. I think it's very safe and secure. It all comes down to, like we've talked about, your configuration. Um, the other thing, so that's the first thing that I really like about Copilot Scout, that it is model agnostic and it allows you to choose multiple models. It has an auto feature which will pick the most cost-effective model from a token perspective. So that's number one. Number two is that, in my opinion, like all of the Microsoft tools, Office, Windows, the user interface I find to be extremely friendly and easy to use, even when you go into the advanced settings, so to speak. And I probably feel that way because I've been using Windows and Office for over 20 years, and it's like second nature to me. Now, if you're not a Windows person, if you're not an Office person, you may not feel the same way, but I am. And so I think that the interface that Copilot and Scout uses is just a little friendlier, a little easier than like a Claude, a Chat GPT, and OpenClaw. It's very bubbly. And I like that because one of the things I like about these large language models is the natural language processing, that it should feel like an easy interaction. And that's how I feel when I use Scout. Now, the other thing about Scout that I like is that once again, it's Microsoft native. So when I have it on my computer and I hook it up to my documents in my OneDrive, and it goes through and organizes that stuff for me, like I talk about in the article and and I show in the demo. It's really seamless, and I think one of the reasons why it's so seamless is because it's all integrated through Microsoft. I like how they have an MCP creation and hookup, so you can have that model connected to other services and applications. I like how they have this concept of heartbeats. A heartbeat is sort of like a trigger. So, in addition to hooking it up to your email or your Outlook, you can say something like, anytime you see an email from, Judy, I want you to read through this email and do X, Y, and Z. Or I want you to do this thing 3 times a day. So it's this. That's why they call it a heartbeat, because it's constantly censoring in the background for that trigger. Um, so all in all, I think that Microsoft Copilot and Scout is a winner. And I wasn't too sure about Microsoft Copilot at first. About a year ago, I would say Copilot was not a winner. They were a thumbs down. It was like a crappy, watered down version of ChatGPT. It just didn't work good. It didn't work inside of your applications well, like by applications, I mean like Word and Excel and PowerPoint, but now it does. Copilot has its own app, its own place in the operating system. It is integrated extremely well into Excel, into Word, into PowerPoint, or whatever applications you use in the Microsoft ecosystem. But it didn't used to be that way, and they didn't have this concept of being model agnostic and being able to pick between all the top providers and having an auto. And so for those reasons, about a year ago, it wasn't very good. But now it is. It's much better. And I also like that you can do cool things like build an agent inside of the Microsoft ecosystem. And when you're working in a team, you can then take that agent that you build and then share it with somebody else. And it's easy to share because you're all using the Microsoft shared services. So let's say you build an agent that's designed to do data aggregation for financial analysis, and you spend a little bit of time customizing it, getting it right. You kind of put that there on the Microsoft store, so to speak. That's what I'm calling it. And then someone else in your team, your business, your organization can say, "Oh, look, here's this, financial data aggregator that Mark created that does financial analysis." Instead of me reinventing the wheel and creating it from scratch, and as you can imagine, the bigger your team, the bigger your organization, all that waste of people doing that over and over and over again, someone can just pick up something that you already built, and then that can be their starting point. So they don't have to use what you build verbatim, but they can use that as their starting point. Um, and so that's another one of the things that I really like about it. But either way, I think Microsoft Copilot has kind of went from a loser to a winner. I think they've made it easier to use. They've made it much friendlier. The settings, just much easier to configure the settings, to configure the model, to use Scout for heartbeats, for events, for triggers, hook up and create additional MCP servers. Um, I think it's a winner not only for business users and business accounts, but also on a personal account. Oh, and one thing I did forget, for the personal users, we talked a lot about the business stuff, but for the personal only users, they also have, like ChatGPT has done, a connection for health, where you can connect all your different your health smart apps and devices, and get one integrated view for your health. I think a lot of people on a personal level, that's what they're using these tools for, just to get a comprehensive view, so that not that they can replace their doctor, but so that when they sit down with their doctor, it becomes a bi-directional, two-way, intelligent conversation, instead of them just sitting with their doctor and then doctor sort of prescribing and being told that they can interpret their labs and interpret their data based on their smart devices to help them make better choices. All right, guys. Well, I'm at my destination. So thank you for taking a ride with me, all you AI for the average guys. Hope you're having a great day. Use Microsoft Copilot, use Microsoft Scout. Let me know how you're using it. Let me know what your thoughts are. Remember to hustle harder, and let's talk again soon. Bye bye.